Hi, everybody. I'm back for Chapter 2 of Pax by Sarah Pennypacker. This is our 4th grade read aloud for Mrs. Marburger's class. Chapter 1 left off yesterday with Peter, the main character, which is a boy your age, leaving his pet fox, whose name is Pax, by the side of the road. The boy is terribly upset. He is riding in the car to somewhere with his father. We know the boy's suitcase is packed. We don't know where they're going, and we don't know why they're going, but we know that he is not happy about it. So here we go with Chapter 2. So there were lots of them. Peter heard how stupid it sounded, but he couldn't help repeating it. Lots. He plowed his fingers through the heap of plastic soldiers in the battered cookie tin, identical except for their poses, standing, kneeling, and prone, all with rifles pressed hard to their olive green cheeks. I always thought he had just one. No, I was always stepping on them. He must have had hundreds, a whole army of them. The grandfather laughed at his own accidental joke, but Peter didn't. He turned his head and looked intently out the window as if he had just caught sight of something in the darkening backyard. He raised a hand to draw his knuckles up to his jawline, exactly the way his father rasped at his beard stubble, and wiped surreptitiously. I had to look up how to pronounce that one. Surreptitiously means in a secretive way, without wanting other people to notice. So he wiped his tears away surreptitiously. So he didn't want anybody to see him wiping his tears. What kind of baby cried about something like this? And why was he crying at all anyway? He was 12. He hadn't cried for years, not even when he fractured his thumb barehanding Josh Harabin's pop fly. That had hurt a lot, but he had only cursed through the pain, waiting with the coach for the x-rays. Man up. But today, twice. Peter lifted a soldier from the tin and drifted back to the day he had found one just like it in his father's desk. "What's this?" he asked, holding it up. Peter's father had reached over and taken it, his face softening. Been a long time. That was my favorite toy when I was a kid. Can I have it? His dad tossed him the soldier. Sure. Peter set it up on the windowsill beside his bed, pointing the little plastic rifle out in a satisfying show of defense. But within the hour, Pax had swiped it, which made Peter laugh. Just like him, Pax had to have it. Peter dropped the toy back into the tin and was about to snap the lid back on when he noticed the edge of a yellowed photo sticking up from the mound of soldiers. He tugged it free. His dad, maybe 10 or 11, with one arm draped around a dog. Looked like part collie, part 100 other things. Looked like a good dog, the kind you would tell your own son about. I never knew Dad had a dog, he said, passing the photo to his grandfather. That's Duke. Dumbest creature ever born, always underfoot. The old man looked more closely at the picture and then over at Peter, as if seeing something for the first time. You've got the same black hair as your dad. He rubbed at the fringe of gray fuzz banding the top of his head. I had it too, way back. And look, he was scrawny too, same as you, same as me, with ears just like a jug. The men in our family. I guess our apples don't fall too far from the tree, huh? No, sir. Peter forced a small smile, but it didn't hold up. Underfoot. That was the word Peter's father had used. He can't have that fox underfoot. He doesn't move as fast as he used to. Hey, and you better stay out of the way too. He's not used to having a kid around. Who is he talking about? He's saying that to Peter. So he's saying, when you're with your grandfather, don't get in his way. He's not used to having kids around, or foxes. You know, war came and I went to serve, like my father, like your father is now. Duty calls and we answer in this family. No, sir, our apples don't fall far from the tree. He handed back the photo. Your father and that dog, they were inseparable. I had almost forgotten. Peter put the photo back into the tin and pressed the lid down tight, then slid it under the bed where he had found it. He looked out the window again. He couldn't risk talking about pets right now. He didn't want to hear about duty. and he sure didn't want to hear any more about apples and the trees that they were stuck underneath. "What time does school start here?" he asked, not turning around. 8. They say show up early, introduce yourself to the homeroom teacher, Mrs. Mirez or Ramirez or something. I don't know. But I got you some supplies. The old man nodded over to a spiral notebook, a beat-up thermos, and a bunch of stubby pencils bundled together with a thick rubber band. Peter walked over to the desk and put everything into his backpack. "Thanks. Bus or walk?" "Walk. Your father went to school that way, and he walked. Follow Ash to the end and then turn right on School Street, and you'll see it. Big brick building. School Street, get it? You leave by 7:30, you'll have plenty of time." Peter nodded. He just wanted to be left alone. "All right, I guess I'm all set. I'll go to bed."